Hi, welcome to the PhD Journey Unplugged podcast. My name is Dr. Sarah Gordon. I'm the founder of this podcast. This is a platform dedicated to discussing mental health, physical health, and social emotional health. I thought I'd start and just share a little bit about myself and how I kind of came to this vision for this podcast. So, back in May of 2025, I graduated from Concordia University, Chicago, and I got my doctorate degree in leadership with a concentration in health and human performance. I went into the program, I had a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in school psychology, both from Towson State University. And I had spent most of my professional career as a researcher, working in both the federal government and the private sector. In the summer of 2020, during the COVID pandemic, and at the age of 53, I decided to go back to school and pursue something I was always passionate about, health and human performance through exercise science. Now, after I graduated from my doctoral studies, I wanted to figure out a way to give back to others, perhaps on similar academic journeys, as I realized the mental and physical toll it had taken on my life. So I launched this podcast to talk about mental, physical, and social emotional health with the vision of educating and motivating others to live their best lives from the inside out. What I soon discovered is that challenges that I faced as a PhD student resonated on a broader basis for a general public or the general audience. So, in other words, through my experiences, I learned that hard work does pay off, but sometimes it comes at a price with your mental and physical health. And I've talked about that on past episodes earlier on when I launched the podcast about just the physical and mental toll that the PhD journey had on me in terms of burnout and managing stress and all those things that the hard work kind of took a toll and lack of sleep took a toll on my life. So I use this platform to talk about ways to manage burnout, stress, and improve the quality of one's life through actions such as physical activity, how to reframe your thinking to more from negative to more positive thinking, learning how to overcome obstacles. We all have them, challenges that come up in our daily lives, and strategies that we can take to enhance our health and wellness. And so it really was the motivation for this podcast, just to find a way to teach others based on my own personal experiences. And honestly, whether you're pursuing an academic degree or working hard hours in your career or striving towards specific goals in your life, whether they're professional goals, academic goals, whatever, athletic goals, I always like to say your health is your wealth, because without it, really, the rest doesn't matter. So in this podcast, that's what I talk about. Now, as you can tell, today I'm on my own. And this is my first time hosting this by myself. So bear with me as I settle into this. I will have guests on in the future, and I hope that Dr. Ward will be able to join me again at some point in the future. But for now, it's you and me. So we're going to walk this journey together. I promise you, I will always strive to provide genuine perspectives based on my personal experiences, as well as high quality information based on my professional and academic knowledge, as well as what the research says in terms of evidence-based research. So I thank you for taking the time to listen today as I settle into this new platform, start a new journey on my own. And the PhD Journey Unplugged is really always going to be about a growth mindset, about us trying to live the best lives that we possibly can from the inside out, like I said before. It's important for me to mention before I get started today on our topic that all the information I share on this podcast is really just based on my personal experiences. It's not meant as professional advice and shouldn't be considered as professional advice. So I just want to make that clear that it's really just based on my experiences and a way to give back to others. So let me tell you what's going on in my life and explain to you what I wanted to talk about today. Can do things a little differently. So I've been having some car problems. My car has been stalling all over town. It was a 2018, bought it in 2017, Ford Escape. Loved that car for years. It worked great. But in recent months, it's just decided not to start. I've taken it multiple places. Nobody can figure out what's going on. I've had so many friends, people that care about me, give me jump starts, and it just was time to search for a new car. And started that journey, I guess, last week. Yesterday, I ended up at a dealership and my car. I test drove some cars, and I went with my mom. It was a wonderful experience. We had so much fun together. And my car died. And I had just said to the nice salesperson, I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to move on. And I was stranded there. So I had to go back in. What a wonderful human being. His name is Chris. And if you're listening, I am so grateful for you and how you helped me. And he didn't make me feel bad. We just went back out there and started to test drive some more vehicles. And he gave me so many little positive, I would call them almost like nuggets, golden nuggets, where I know it was about buying a new car, but it was also about this connection I made with this person and the things that he said to me. He told me, have confidence when I start and do this on my own and just be authentically myself. Listen, we live in an age of artificial intelligence. We have ChatGPT. We have many opportunities to just talk to AI and AI summarize whatever we want to talk about and give us what we can read to you and what I could say on this podcast. But we both agreed, I think we're all searching for authenticity, for real human connection. I mean, we have staggering mental health problems in our country. Suicide rates are very high. People, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety. And I wonder if it's just that we are missing kind of this human connection with one another. So that's what I'm going to try to do on this podcast with you. And whatever I read, whatever I say, I will obviously do research, and so I, bring evidence-based research to the conversation. But mostly it's going to be me. It's going to be things that I've written, things that I feel and experiences, and hope to help other people. Really, as Chris shared to me with yesterday, if one person listens to my podcast and I've helped one person, then I am grateful for that opportunity, and it's deeply meaningful to me. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So, what are we going to talk about? Well, I've really been reflecting about this first episode on my own, and I wanted to share with you that while I went through my doctorate program, it took me 5 years. I kind of had this parallel journey. I had the hard academic rigor of the program, but I also connected with the arts program, and I had an opportunity to submit photography that I love to do. And I wrote poetry and I did a lot of creative things over those 5 years too. If you're interested, I went to Concordia University, Chicago, and my work is in the Motif, which is their creative arts journal. So I have images of my photography in there pretty much for each year that I was in school. And it was a wonderful parallel journey for me. And poetry. I did not start to write and publish poetry until I started my PhD journey. Now, what is that all about? I think about that and I think, well, perhaps I needed that balance mentally and cognitively. You study super hard, you work at very hard things in your life, whatever it is, whether you're a nurse at a hospital or an ER physician or a lawyer or own your own business or whatever it is, if you're working hard towards being successful, you're putting a lot of mental focus into that. Same thing with a doctorate degree. And so having something to kind of balance your mind, a hobby, a nature walk, writing poetry, painting, whatever it is, it's really an outstanding way to have some balance in your life. So for me, it was photography and writing poetry. So I thought it's kind of a different way to interact with you today, but I'm going to read my first poem that I wrote. I actually I started the program in 2020, but my first poem was in 2022. It got published in a group I live in Delaware, and it's called the Delaware Bards. And this is the one from 2022. And it's an assembly of poets in the state of Delaware. And it's kind of fun for me too to go back to this poem and think about what I was thinking at the time that I wrote this. In school, 2 years in. I remember sitting in Deep Creek, it's in Maryland, with papers all over the place, went away for the weekend and but I had, responsibilities and to keep school going. I think I had a paper that weekend. And I had the opportunity to take a walk in a beautiful trail there. Oh my gosh, with falls and it was truly magnificent. It was such a balance. It was such a difference from like the academic intensity that I was feeling in the doctoral program. And I wrote this little poem. So I'm going to read it to you today and see what you think about it. Okay? It's called Into the Woods. Into the woods we go to quiet our minds and awaken our souls. As the sun shines deep within the trees, illuminating great details for us to see. Magnificent beauty surrounds us all, carefully processing our innermost call. To lose ourselves in nature and allow our spirits free for this magnificent time together, alone or just to be. The woods are a sanctuary, a savior, the way, giving us endless opportunities to dream and to play. No trees are the same, nor are the paths we each take, nor the creatures or species whose homes they each make. Surviving the days and the nights as time flows, the woods are the answer to make sense as we grow. Into the woods we go to open our minds, to find a deeper meaning and continue our climb. Into the woods we go to find life, love, and light, bringing them out to help with our fight. Into the woods we go to dream with excitement and wonder once more of the lessons and struggles the woods help us cure. And my goodness, just reading it several years later, it touches my heart because I can remember just the feeling, the gravity of intensity of work and studying and life responsibilities, and then going into nature and having this magical experience, such a beautiful opportunity to see just magnificent beauty, trees and waterfalls and everything. And I wrote this little poem. And so I guess the reason I read it to you and thought maybe it was a good way to launch this new journey, to get to know me better and to provide a platform to share about our mental health and our physical health is whatever you're going through today. If you have opportunities to get out in nature and take a walk, it really helps balance your mental health. And it can inspire you. It can help you move forward. It can help you gain confidence. It can help you put things in perspective. It can help you heal. If you're grieving from something, it can help you heal. So there's lots of opportunities um, to I guess enhance your mental health. And actually, when you hike, it impacts your physical health, which is always a positive too in managing your mental health. So that's really it. I'm not going to keep these new episodes very long. I'm going to keep them short. I'm going to come to you more often. I'm going to always encourage you to keep your face towards the sunshine and let the shadows fall behind you, as Walt Whitman said. For me, I've always loved poetry. I read it, I write it, but find something that you love. Find something in your life that's a hobby. I have friends who love to do triathlon. I have friends who love to water ski. I have friends who paint. I have friends who love to read. It doesn't have to feel like a luxury to find time in your life to do the things that you love. Um, Taking a nature walk is actually not anything, depending on where you go, that you have to pay for. So I understand people are in different stages of their life and we all have different challenges. Believe me, I've had many challenges in my life, too many to even talk about on this first episode. But I feel like I'm here to give you a message of positivity about how you handle the things that come across your path. the obstacles, the setbacks, the challenges, the things that you choose to do in your daily lives. It could be family dynamics, it could be something at work, it could be anything. Find those opportunities to ground yourself and to balance yourself in things that are beautiful and meaningful, nature, hobbies, things that are deep to your heart. And that's my message today. It's just a simple message. It's, let's slow down a bit. Let's understand. I always like to say that, we're all more connected than we even realize. It's amazing. If you take time just to slow down and talk to people, strangers, wherever your path takes you, talk to people, ask people how they're doing. You would be surprised that a lot of people would love that connection. It's such a simple thing to spread kindness and love in our world. So that's it. I wish everybody just a wonderful, blessed day. I'm grateful to have this platform. I will get better at it on my own, I promise. But for today, my message is simple. If you have an opportunity to get out in nature, go do it. You'll feel so much better. If you have something in your life that you love to do, maybe play guitar, sing, whatever it is, go out and do it. Life is short. Talk about it on a past podcast as well. Time as a precious commodity, time as a gift, time not to be looked at as how much more can we pack in our day. I don't think that's the answer. I think if it was, we would be healthier. We have epidemic proportions of diseases, chronic illnesses, cancers, cardiovascular diseases, Alzheimer's, all kinds of dementias, osteoporosis, so many mental health, as I said earlier on in the beginning of this podcast, so many things. So if we're doing everything right, why? Right? Maybe we all need to slow down and just say, what are some changes that I can make in my life? Maybe, like I said, it's going into the woods, which is something that is impactful for me. It might not be for you, but there's got to be something out there. So try to live the best life that you can. Listen, we're all going through this journey one day at a time. So I have said this on a past episode as well. When we spend too much time in the past, and if we haven't resolved things from our past, let's say we have childhood memories that were tough or some type of trauma from the past, sometimes we tend to carry that stuff and it can weigh us down and it can cause some depression. I've had to learn to let go of things in the past, and they were tough things, but I have, and I'm feeling much lighter being able to do that. When we worry too much about the future, things beyond our control, I'm not saying not plan and be excited about things in the future. That's wonderful. That's exciting. But if you're worrying so much about it, things that we can't even control, we tend to have anxiety. When we stay in the moment, when we enjoy the day, the gift that God gave us today, we tend to go through life more positive. So that's my message. Go out, enjoy today, whatever it is for you. Thank you for listening to me today. I will be back. I will share more as I get more comfortable talking to you on my own. And I love you guys, and I'm grateful, and I wish everybody the best. Thank you so much.